Boats are hard. Boats are really hard. But I'm gonna try to transform into the boat midway over the water and see if this does anything. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Trailmakers, and today we're going to be doing something that we haven't done since the alpha testing, which is experimenting with a boat. So we're going to try to build a boat because apparently they've updated some water physics and they've updated everything with the game since the alpha. So I'm curious to see what boats act like now. So that's going to be the goal of this episode, is just having fun experimenting, seeing what works and seeing what more likely doesn't work. And by process of elimination, hopefully we'll end up with something eventually that works by the end of the episode. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'm curious to see what happens during the process. So first things first, let's actually do a little experiment here. Let's see what floats. Does the seat float? Nope. I'm gonna say that's a nope. Nope on the seat floating there. Okay, what about, I'm pretty sure tires float, so we should be able to, oh, here, let's actually move it. Oh, we can't move it anymore, apparently. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we should be able to just move this thing out over the water. There we go. All right, so tires float. So I think tires are probably the more buoyant things, if things are similar to what the alpha is in that sense. But there are some pieces that I need to actually experiment with, and that is the aerodynamic pieces. I don't know if the aerodynamic pieces actually float or not. And more specifically, the new wedge pieces is what I'm concerned with. Ooh. That looks like a no. Huh. That was actually unexpected. I actually thought that these were gonna float because these are one of the primary things I was gonna use to shape my boat. So I was hoping that they were gonna be able to provide some buoyancy, but actually, it looks like they're neutral. It honestly looks like they're probably neutral. So if here, I'm gonna do an experiment here. When I dropped it, it had downwards momentum, so it just continued to float down. But I'm hypothesizing that if I actually just let it go in the water, it'll actually just stay wherever I happen to put it. So let's go ahead and move it over here, and let's drop it down underneath the water. All right, so now it's right there. So now if I let go, did it go? Oh, okay. I was wrong. I was apparently wrong. They do sink. So that means adding more of them equals less buoyancy. So let's see what floats. We need to figure out what floats then. Do our typical blocks float? No. No, they do not. So this seems like an actual big change from the alpha, because I think in the alpha, almost everything was buoyant. I think everything was buoyant except for the engines, if I remember correctly. So let me check. I'm pretty sure, at least, I know that this piece was definitely buoyant, and it is not anymore. So this is going to make for quite the challenge, actually. So we're going to need a lot of tires. Now, the question is, are there different buoyancies between different tires? And now, how do we even test that? I'm not quite sure. So let's see. Let's just drop these various tires at the same time and see just if they behave any differently. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, this is not the result I was expecting. Is it really the case that only one of the tires is buoyant? But it would appear that unexpectedly, these are not very buoyant. What happens if we just drop it right in the water? Oh, that just falls. Yeah, that just falls. Okay, so we're not using big tires. I'm glad we ran these tests, because I would have been very confused if I had just assumed that these objects had buoyancy. Okay, so now here's my plan. I want to create something like a speedboat, something that can go pretty fast across the water. And I'm assuming that this is actually going to be really difficult, but I'm going to try to use as much as I can. I don't know. I'm going to try to use some aerodynamic blocks to shape it, but what I'm thinking is having a bed of tires is probably going to be the best way to start. So here's what I'm thinking. So we're just going to turn these tires like this, and I'm just going to make, like, the bottom of my boat is just going to be made of a bunch of these. Now the question is, how long do we want the boat? I'm going to go with this for length right now. And now width, I guess we can go with... Structure is too whoa, what? How is the structure too complex? I can't add more blocks because the structure is too complex. I'm very confused. This is not a lot of parts. I guess tires are a lot more. Can I add something? Well, this adds for a much bigger challenge than I was expecting. Because apparently tires are much more complex than just your average block here. So we can have 28 tires, and that's it. That's all the tires that we can have. And we can't have any more blocks on top of that. So this is going to be difficult. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's start with a smaller foundation of these. Let's just go with, let's do, this is going to be the foundation right here. All right, so now we need to bring it all together. So I'm going to use this massive block here. So now we just have like a basic foundation that'll hopefully be very, very buoyant. So let's just put this in the water and see what happens. Whoops, that's not good. That is not, nope, that's not good. Stop that, stop doing the thing. Oh boy, it all separated. This is bad. This is bad. All right, so I forgot to actually connect the middle blocks there, which meant that these two parts were just never attached to the first place. So now we should be able to test the buoyancy of this thing. But let me save it first so it doesn't get completely destroyed. All right, here it goes. Please float. All right, I mean, it floats. It floats. So we're going to work with that. Now we just have to not add too much weight onto it and hope that we can add some propulsion to it that'll actually get it to work. Turning is going to be interesting. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is just try to shape from this foundation, shape it into something that resembles a boat, add some propulsion onto it, and then see if we can drive this thing around the water. All right, so I have the basic like foundation of the boat built here. Now the question is, does this float? And then the further question is, how are we going to propel it? There are propellers. However, I think those are meant for air, and I think that you can only have them spin in one direction. So we can't really have the propellers push us as much as I think we can have it pull us. So that's going to add an interesting dynamic if we want to use propellers. But let's save this and see if this thing actually floats. Oh boy. Oh. I mean, technically it floats. I mean, it kind of almost looks okay, but it looks a little bit weird. Like it's sitting below the water where I intended it to. So maybe we should experiment with moving the tires around, or maybe we should just try this. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I've made an alternate version with the tires underneath, hoping that this will actually allow a higher level of buoyancy. So now let's try this out. All right. Is it because of the land? I think it's because of the land there. Let's have it go a little bit deeper. I hope this works. All right, there we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? Okay, now it's definitely front heavy. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being an issue. All right, we're gonna go with the other one. I feel a little bit better about the other one. All right, here we are. So now we're going to do the propulsion method. And here is what I'm going to try. I'm going to experiment with. We're going to have a turning thing. So what? Rotating servo. And then we're going to use some of these. And then I'm going to put some propellers on these. This is not going to work. Because the propellers... Here's my prediction. So let me show you what I'm doing first. And I'm going to show you why I think this isn't going to work. I'm going to use these propellers here. And I'm pretty sure that these propellers are, they're exclusively made for the air, which means that it's not really going to be pulling us or pushing us through the water. It's just going to be using air resistance, not actual water resistance. So what I think is technically going to happen under the water is it's just going to pull us forward. We can't use them to push because they only go in one direction. But these are going to pull us forward from the bottom here. And that's going to cause our entire nose to tip up, and these are going to flip us over backwards. That's what I think is going to happen. But I'm just going to try and just see if I'm right. All right, here we go. We're putting it in the water. Let's hope that it comes back up to the surface. That's not encouraging. All right, let's get in the seat here. It appears that they don't even work underwater. That's actually kind of unexpected. All right, well, let's see if it works on land. I don't even think I can get my creation back. Yeah, there they go. All right, so they definitely work, just not underwater. So that gets rid of that plan. So maybe we can use it as like a hovercraft and flip this onto the top. But that we still have an additional issue of a lack of buoyancy. So you know what? I'm just going to add a few more of these. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, just like that. Just a little bit more buoyancy. I still kind of want to try the propeller method, but I think what I'm going to do instead is actually add these to the top. Kind of like on the sides over here. Now, I don't think these propellers collide, so I think we'll be okay if we do this, but here's my plan. I'm actually going to use the normal steering, and this is what I'm going to try to do. I'm just going to put the propellers like this, and I'm hoping that they'll pull me forward, and then I can also turn. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to see how this works. Now, let's just test the controls first. Here we go. All right, so that should turn me left, that should turn me right, and this should propel me forward. I just worry that they're not going to be strong enough, but we're going to find out. All right, let's save this thing and bring it to the water. All right, so now what I'm really worried about right now is buoyancy, because these propellers weigh a lot, and I'm a little bit worried they're going to keep us from floating. So let's find out. Whoa. Come on, back up to the surface. Yes, good. Okay, now let me in. Oh, are they underwater? No, don't be underwater. You can't be underwater. All right, forward. Okay, that's not working. The problem is that the propellers are above my center of mass, which means that when they push me forward or pull me forward, they actually rotate me over forward and then push me into the water. All right, if we don't hold the throttle open, it almost kind of works, but it does appear that they are affected by water because the one that is in the water keeps going offline. So I'm not sure. Yep, there they go. See, they stopped working. They have stopped working. So this seems to be the main problem right now is propulsion. I don't think any of the methods of propulsion actually work underwater. We might have to make some adjustments. Now, my main issue right now is pretty much buoyancy. I'm going to delete this and I'm going to add some more tires. Yes, okay, so I do have some room. Please let me add these tires. Okay, good. Now we have some more buoyancy. This aerodynamic piece here to solidify these connections. All right, so now we should be a little bit more buoyant, and I'm going to try to do something here that I don't think is going to work, but I'm going to try to put another copy of these up on the front, like this. All right, let's see what this does. I think I'm still going to tip over forwards, but I'm hoping that I won't. All right, let's drop it in the water. Hope it comes back up. All right, we are a little bit more buoyant, so that's good. Okay, but our propellers are not staying above water, which means this is not going to work. Yep. Yeah, this is not going to work. This is not going to work at all. And I didn't have them turning the right way either. And we're stuck out at the ocean. Okay. I mean, in theory, I feel like it almost works. So what I'm going to try to do is extend the propellers up above the water a little bit, which I think is just going to make our center of mass issue even worse. But at least we'll be able to power them. All right, and this is my new design. I know, big difference, right? All right, so it definitely... Oh, no, the extra weight has made a big difference. So now even these are hardly even above the water. But here's my prediction. We're just going to nose right down and go underwater. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! So I was right. I didn't want to be right. But it was... Boats are hard. Boats are really hard. Unless I'm missing some type of buoyancy source here, like these are the only things that seem actually buoyant. And I can't put that many more than I have right now. I got a really weird idea indeed. And this is kind of hacking the aerodynamics. This is probably like not going to work at all. But what I'm going to attempt to do is actually add some tail fins on the front. And I'm hoping that the faster I go, the more resistance the front will get and actually pitch the front up instead of going into the water. Okay, so because I've added some more weight on the front, I decided to get rid of the front propellers as well because I think it's just going to be a little bit too much. But hopefully this at least works a little bit. I'm worried that I don't have enough propulsion for the wind resistance to really matter. But the only way to figure it out is to try. So let's turn this thing away and see what happens over here. Oh, that's not good. That's not a good start. That's not a good start already. All right, so what I'm going to do is activate. So now, I'm hoping that that's going to help us pitch us up just a little bit. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, this is a bad start. This is a really bad start. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen at all. All right, my other option is moving these back a little bit so they're not quite so far onto the front, so that way their weight won't pull us down as much. But we still need it to be in the front because the whole purpose is to get the front to pitch up. So the further back we move it, then the less of a pitching effect it's going to have, if it's going to have any pitching effect at all. So let's just put it right there and see if this helps us. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to add some wheels to the front in an effort to just add a little bit more buoyancy. I don't know how many more wheels I can actually add, but we need more buoyancy. And wheels are the only option for us. Structure is too complex, so we cannot have any more buoyancy than we're getting right here. Okay, if this doesn't work, we're resorting to jets. This is my last attempt with the propellers, and I don't think it's gonna work. Don't have a lot of confidence in this design here. But yeah, after this is jets. And look, that buoyancy didn't even add like hardly anything. I don't get it. All right, so let's activate our... Oop, let's get in our seat. Let's activate our aerodynamics there and go! We're almost... This is almost working. Guys, this is almost working. This actually almost works. Now, I don't think that those fins on the side are doing anything. So we're gonna see if it makes a difference. We're gonna go back to the shore here as best I can. I'm gonna delete those fins, and then I'm going to see if it works the same or better. Or maybe even worse. I really don't think worse is going to be one of them, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Maybe the tires on the front was what actually made the difference. All right. And go. All right. Apparently that was it. We just needed more buoyancy in front. It works. I think we have a working boat. I mean, it tilts when we turn, but honestly, I'm not sure if there's much more we can do about that. Not the most efficient thing at all, but it kind of works. We're just going to go ahead and get back on land here. Look at that. Look at that. That was actually kind of nice. That felt like a legit boat. And we've now beached ourselves. So let's go ahead and save this now. This is our new successful boat. And let's see if we can actually take this thing on a journey into the more complex parts of the water over here. So we're going to go around and we're going to try to go in to this cavern or wherever this goes. This goes underneath some bridges and stuff. This isn't the fastest. It's not really the fastest, is it? All right, here we go. Is this deep enough? Is it? I don't think it's gonna be deep enough. Oh, we skimmed like right over it. That actually kind of worked. All right, now let's see if we can get under this bridge. If we can maneuver ourselves in between those pillars there. This is actually kind of feeling like a legit boat. It's very leisurely. Very slow, you know, nice, relaxing, you know, kind of like a gondola ride, but with like very loud and obnoxious propellers right by our ears. But it's slow and it's leisurely, so we can kind of just like, you know, relax. All right. Hey, we did it. We did it. Oops. We still did it. Imagine taking a boat through a ring of fire. That'd be kind of cool. Can we make it under the ring of fire? Only one way to find out. How close is it gonna be? That's pretty close. That must be pretty hot there. That must be pretty hot, but I think we have a successful boat. All right, and then let's see if we can make it through. Oh, we're drifting too much. What just happened? Let me just double check something here, because that did not work the way that I thought it was gonna work. Can we just... Okay. All right. Well, makes things easier for me. Is it all of them? I guess it's all of them? Is it just the bottoms? This needs more investigation. Hold on. We've got a successful boat. I'm declaring that mission accomplished, but I have to investigate a bug here. You know, it's for the developers. It's for the developers' own good. They should be aware of this if there's actually such an issue here. I'm gonna test it out using my trusty cannon-powered VTOL. We're gonna go ahead and go over and see if we can collide into the tops of these pillars, or is it just the bottoms? All right, here's the ultimate test. Here's the ultimate test. All right, apparently an update has made these things without collisions, which makes it really easy to fly under these bridges. All right, let's test the other one just to double check. We'll go through the ring of fire, and let's see if these ones have any collisions. All right, well, we found a new bug in the game. That is kind of a convenience. It's more of a feature than a bug. It's just like, hey, you don't have to worry about crashing into these pillars. You're an awesome flyer. You're an awesome pilot. You're an awesome boat captain. You can avoid all of the things. One final thing we're going to try to do is we are going to, I just got the best idea. We are going to go into the experimental transformation mode. We're going to get rid of these. So I'm going to put our new boat as shift 1, and then we're gonna put this VTOL here as shift 2. Okay, so now for the end of this episode, we're gonna see if this works at all, which it probably won't, but I'm gonna try to transform into the boat midway over the water and see if this does anything. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, shift. Oh no, this is not gonna work. There's no way this is gonna work. I gotta try it again though. I gotta try it again. All right, take 2. I mean, there's really no way that this is gonna work without me going underwater and falling out of the seat, but I really kind of have to give it a try. All right, let's just try to get as close to the water as we can. And shift 1. Ooh, that was just terrible. All right, well, here we have our successful boat for the end of this episode. Let me know if you guys have any other ideas for how you would make a boat work. What would you do in Trailmakers? Is there another buoyancy option other than the wheels that I'm not aware of? And let me know what you guys thought of this boat. I actually thought it turned out better than expected, considering how the first couple trials went. And let me know what you want to see in the future episodes of Trailmakers. This has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.